This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul Neeson with the Raw Life Health Show. I'm so excited about my guest today. You know, I go all over the internet and I've traveled all over the world and I've seen many channels on YouTube, but there's one that always captivates me. I go back and look at it all the time. It fulfills my passion of learning about exotic fruits and tasting all the exotic fruits all over the world. And today on the show is a guest, two guests. They have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to introduce them and have them discuss what they talk about in their channel. It is, in my opinion, one of the best channels on YouTube. And so let's say hello to them right now. This is Simon and Justina. Hi, Simon and Justina. How are you?
Hi, Paul. We're great.
We're epic.
Greetings from Sumatra. It's morning time here.
Yes. Now tell everybody, where in the world is Sumatra?
Sumatra is, I would say, at the equator, and it's just left of Malaysia.
Just left of Singapore, actually.
Yeah, where you've been.
One of my favorite cities in the world, Singapore. Reason being, because when I was much younger, I took a flight to Singapore looking for durian, fresh durian, because I was eating durian all over New York City and frozen, and I went all the way there just to get a fresh durian. And when
you did a good job.
Oh, the truck came, and boy, it was amazing. It was amazing. And then I met somebody from Malaysia at the airport, and I went back, and I went to Malaysia. I went to Penang, and I had durian up there.
Wow, that's some of the two best places to have durian, Penang and Singapore, because they eat their durian on the same day as it falls. If it's a 1-day-old durian, they throw it away, which is exactly what you should do with durian. So
well, maybe now. Back then, I thought Singapore got them shipped in from Thailand. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Some of them.
Singapore gets them even shipped in from Sumatra here. Here in the village, if we go by the evening time, there's about 5 or 7 households that are actually cracking open durians and putting it in plastic containers, and they actually ship it to Jakarta and to Singapore.
Where it reaches when it's 5 days old, which is kind of gross if you think.
Wow. Okay. Now everyone's hearing us talk about this. That's what your channel is about. Your channel is about you two travel the world in search for exotic fruits, and when you find it, you don't just taste one and leave. You hang out there for a couple of weeks, and you like literally find and discover everything about these particular fruits you're tasting.
Yeah, and, that's true.
Why don't you? I guess that's me explaining your channel. Why don't you guys explain your channel, and then after that, we'll discuss how you decided to create this. But first, explain your channel.
Okay. Well, it all started, I think, when I met her in Bali,
which was about 14 months ago.
14 months ago, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I met her in Bali after a trip with my parents, and I was planning to stay in Bali for at least 3 months on my own as well afterwards. And I was actually starting my whole journey, like my world trip, as you call it. And I met her, and you know, I have like an adventure mindset. I'm very adventurous.
He's never happy in one place for too long. If we're in one place for 10 days, he gets antsy. So before we knew it, we were moving from one place to another. And of course, being fruitarian, we're always on the lookout for where is the fruit season right now. And for us, the fruit season means where is the durian season. So before we knew it, right?
We were on the road in Bali.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sleeping with the locals, actually.
Because there was nowhere else to sleep there. It's just such a...
It was too remote.
Remote,
We went to places that were too remote, to the sources of all the fruits. And we slept with the locals, I think, for 2 weeks on end, every night in another household.
And then we moved to Thailand and then to Borneo and so on. And before we knew it, we were traveling until our money ran out, which was about May.
Until my money ran out.
And at that point, we went back to Europe. He got an engineering job for about 3 months. And now what we're trying to do is just travel full time and never go back to the Western world. Yeah. That's the objective.
Now, Simon, when you had to go back to that job for 3 months, that must have been the most miserable time in your whole life.
But to be honest, I was in a very good space, you know, because I knew what was out there, and I knew I only had to work for 3 months. And then, you know, I knew that I only had to work for 1 month of those 3 months because there were some loopholes in the Belgian law that I might have abused, you know. Anyway, I eventually worked for 1 month, and I earned enough money for a whole year, I would say, in the tropics, because we live such a minimalistic lifestyle, such a cheap lifestyle that
Yeah, our expenses are very, very low. Most people, when they ask us, how can you travel full time? They don't take into account the fact that we actually travel extremely low budget. Like right now, we're living with the locals, right? So we give them a few spare change for petrol or something in return. Uh, we never go on tours. We never do massages. We never do any of the tourist attractions. And then the biggest, I think, expense when you travel is restaurants. We never frequent any restaurants. We just eat fruit, right? We never buy any new clothes or souvenirs. So our only costs are visa runs,
visa runs, accommodation,
food, and scooter, and that's it.
and
so,
then food. Half of it is actually foraged as well in the wild. So
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about is the fruit, because even when I went to Singapore, I mean, I was surprised the last time I was there, durian in the main part of Singapore was quite expensive. Now I had been there many years prior and it wasn't as much, but now I remember it was quite expensive and I was surprised.
Yeah, in the big cities it's always uber expensive, especially if the durian doesn't grow close by. If it's been imported from Malaysia, and Malaysian durian is already like the highest level of price wise. It's incredible. Even if you go to the little kampungs, which is the little towns where they actually grow the durian in Malaysia, you're gonna pay a ridiculous price. For example, in Bali, in peak season, you can buy a durian for 5,000 rupiah, which is 30 euro cents, right? So about $30, 30 cents.
Whereas the last time I went to Singapore and had a durian feast there, which was 2 years ago, I spent $30 in a night.
Yeah.
So that's a huge difference.
Well, you said $30 versus $13?
30 euro cents.
30 euro cents
for
one
durian.
of a dollar.
For one durian.
Yeah, in Bali.
A fresh durian.
Yeah, fresh durian. In peak season though.
Absolutely. Right now, I don't want to spoil this, but right now we're in Sumatra where there's so much durian dropping. They are not able to ship it out or eat it, and it's actually going to waste.
Yeah.
Hence, the people are cracking open the unused durians and putting them in plastic pods to freeze them and send them away. There's more durian here that can be eaten.
Yeah.
In Borneo.
Actually,
where are you in
No,
Borneo?
Sumatra.
Sumatra. Is it near Borneo?
Indonesia.
No, it's not.
I think it's the biggest Indonesian island. For sure, it's the most northernmost Indonesian island, just under Singapore and Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
And what about the people there? Do the people love it as much as you guys love it, or are they just used to it?
You know, durian is a very specific fruit because, for example, if you eat cooked food, you're not going to appreciate the durian as much as if you are fruitarian. There's something, I don't know, clicking in your brain.
Absolutely,
like, no, I
there's
don't
nothing
want that.
exclusive. If you eat cooked food, durian will seem a little bit too dense for you. And you will like bite on a few parts and then you'll be like, that's enough. And if you eat raw food, you can actually eat the durian en masse. You develop this very magical, special relationship with durian where you can't live too long without it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, when I first went raw, I was eating it around the clock and all day long. And then when I first went to Singapore, I don't want to call myself a glutton, but I had 8 durians in one sitting.
That is a lot.
Yes, I couldn't. And the only reason I stopped was because I don't know, the people I was were going somewhere, but it was just amazing. The
So
difference
good, right?
between a fresh durian and a frozen durian.
Oh, man.
It's so amazing.
It's such a good fruit. Like, I don't know, probably half of the times I start crying if I'm eating durian in a monomeal. It's just incredible. And I feel this energy coming in my body. Like, I don't know, like, it's too good to be true, you know?
Yeah, after going to Singapore, I ended up going to Malaysia another time, and I got one of the highly prized, what is it, the D25 durians or the
D24.
D24 durians
Saking.
picked right off the tree. And when I put that thing in my mouth, and then it was like melted buttered popcorn. It was so amazing.
yeah.
Butter popcorn, that's my favorite durian taste.
Oh.
We had to come up with a nomenclature, names for different durian tastes. Some of them are really odd, like chalk or chemical cleaner, but butter popcorn is actually my favorite durian taste.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Go
I can
ahead.
believe if you have a D24 as your first fresh durian that you're
That's gonna
probably
be
in heaven,
amazing.
because it's such a scrumptious durian. It's so much flesh. It's pods like this, you know, and you're like, oh, so good, right?
So you started doing this for durian. That's what that made you start it, right?
No, the thing is actually, if it's durian season in a region, it's also going to be season for all the other fruits. So,
Yeah.
and durian is actually the easiest to track, because everyone talks about it, right?
Yeah, people post online when they're eating durian. So if you go on Instagram, right, and you research hashtag durian, you can actually follow through. Where are people posting durian pics right now? Simon is a bit more of a durian fan than I am, but there's so many other fruits that also come in durian season, like mangosteen, rambutan, duku. So however way you look at it, you want to be in durian season, even if you're not going to eat durian, because durian season is always rainy season, and most plants bear fruit in rainy season. At the end of the dry season, you have the mango season. But neither of us are actually mango people. The mangoes in Asia can be very tricky. I would say only 1 in 10 mangoes would actually satisfy us.
Yeah.
So we're not going to follow mango season, the dry season. So we're like, okay, we're just going to follow durian. Oh, did I mention champidak and tarap? Also in durian season, and dabai, my favorite fruit in the world.
Wait. So name those last. Wait, first of all, so I said, but you start your passion started out with the durian, but then you found these other fruits, correct?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Then
agree.
we realized that durian season is always the time to be in wherever we are.
Okay.
So then we started tracking when is durian season where around Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Now name those other fruits you just said. Those 3 fruits: champadak and what else?
Champidak, which is a cousin of jackfruit, but it's like durian married jackfruit and they had a baby. That would be champidak. It has the
Wow.
juiciness of jackfruit and the creaminess of durian,
Yeah.
and the most unbelievable smell, even stronger than durian, interestingly. And then there's tarap, which is like marshmallows with a hint of lime melting on your tongue. Both of them are much harder to find than durian. And the last one is my favorite fruit, and this is a complete oddball. This is called dabai. It only grows in Borneo,
Around one city, actually.
around one city, and it's a jungle olive. And get this, it's a savory, fatty fruit, and it's epic.
Wow.
Sorry,
Wow.
I'm too enthusiastic about
Now, when you said the
dabai.
champadak smells stronger than the durian, does it have that gas smell, that sulfur smell?
Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
but in
Even-
a different,
even
even
stronger.
stronger, and in a different direction. A lot of people say it smells of garbage, whereas durian people say smells of petroleum, and I think that's a good comparison.
Yeah,
But
I
for-
actually have to see in your channel with all the champadak. I called up my local nursery to buy a champadak tree, and I found out it doesn't grow out here. But there's a jackfruit hybrid with a champadak called the
Champadak.
Champadak.
no, jack. No, this one's called a Cheney jackfruit. A Cheney jackfruit.
Cheney
But
jack.
regardless, they said it does, no champadak grows here in South Florida, and
Oh, really?
yeah. But I have
Always try.
5
I think-
jackfruit
think-
trees in my property.
I
So
think if jackfruit grows, you could be able to grow champadak as well, for sure.
Yeah.
that's not what they
No.
told me here. I spoke to the biggest nursery in South Florida because nobody grows champadak out here in South Florida. No one.
Wow.
And I called the biggest nursery up, and they said it won't grow out here.
Wow.
Very
Those two
interesting.
trees are so closely related that before they bear fruit, the trees are identical. There's no way for us to tell apart the trees. Even when there's fruits hanging, sometimes we need to take the fruits off to determine the difference between jackfruit and champadak. They're so closely related.
Yeah. So tell me
And
about
then-
jackfruit. Have you had a lot of different jackfruits in your travels?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Actually,
did.
one of our first meals that we enjoyed together was a jackfruit. And here's the thing, the way we like to eat jackfruit, it's like marmalade. It has to be so soft, it actually falls apart. You can rub it into your skin. That's our test for good jackfruit, and we call it marmalade jackfruit. Whereas most people actually like eating jackfruit when it's crunchy, which is a bit still puzzling to me, but that's one of the oddities. We like our fruits almost on the verge of overripe.
Yeah, but nowadays we don't actually eat jackfruit anymore because
There's
I mean,
something
not-
strange that happens when you first have champadak. You stop appreciating jackfruit. It
I
just
agree.
seems like an unripe champadak or
Yeah.
an undeveloped champadak.
I agree.
But we're spoiled. A great jackfruit, a marmalade jackfruit can go a long way. And the best jackfruits we had were in Bali,
Yeah.
Indonesia.
Really? Wow. That's just so amazing. And that's why I love your channel, because you're always showing up at different places, and you just stop on the side of the road and you climb trees and you're foraging.
That's what he does. I'm just filming, Paul. Like,
Yeah.
you won't see me going barefoot into the jungle.
No,
I
you
do have
do.
to do it every
Uh,
day.
it,
But, like, I'm
I've seen the
always there with
videos. I
my
see where you guys
practice.
go. It's wonderful. The other day, you guys, that kid that was climbing that tree, that was amazing.
Yeah, the
Oh my
Mandala.
God.
Yeah.
That was in the heart of the Borneo jungle. We were like 2 days into the Borneo jungle. And this was looking for durian season, but we realized we're actually months out of durian season. And then out of the blue, there is that super rare tree and it's fruiting, and the kid is willing to climb it because it's right behind his house. And then he pops off the only ripe fruit, and we taste it. And what a lot of people commented on the video is that all we could say was, oh my God, eating it, without explaining what it tastes like. So I would actually like to take this opportunity to explain what it tasted like. It was like the sweetest pumpkin with a shitload of butter, like butter, sugar, cooked pumpkin. You could taste the orange color, the way you can taste it in a great pumpkin. But it was unbelievable. Juicy, juicy.
Wow. Wow. Just
And
amazing.
tawak.
Just amazing. So, it's your lifestyle. It's just wonderful. Now, as you're traveling in a jungle in Borneo and all these other far out places, with terrorism being the way it is in the world today, do you guys worry about that? Or before you go somewhere, do you research the area, or do you just say whatever happens, happens?
The thing is, the regions where we go are so far off. Like, there's no tourist attractions there. There's nothing there but durians and fruits, right?
Exactly.
So terrorists are never going to target those regions, I guess.
Terrorists never target small villages in the middle of the jungle. If you look at terrorism, it's always a Starbucks or a resort or, I don't know, an airport being targeted. And we never spend more than 1 day in the city where we land, because being Fruitarian, the cities are too hectic for us. We get peopled out within an hour. We get so charged, like we rent the scooter within hours of landing at a place. And then once you're in the small villages or in the jungle, there's absolutely no threat whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree. And also there is this concept of fear-based, and we actually live against fear-based. For example, if you buy a new iPhone and you're already in your brain thinking like, oh, I might drop it in a week, right? And then I have to buy a new one. We don't think like this anymore. And also the same with terrorism. We don't think like, oh, there could be an attack there, let's not go there, because these are all missed opportunities. And eventually, if we go there, nothing happens ever.
And so far, the only place where we've seen people actually wearing firearms on them was the Philippines, right? Because there's a lot of internal conflicts that have been going on in Mindanao, the lowest island of the Philippines where we were, which causes the civilians and the military to wear firearms on a daily basis. So that was really weird for me.
We were living in an active war zone.
Yeah, it felt strange that civilians and military people were wearing firearms in the open in daylight.
And jet fighters going over.
Did that scare you a little?
Yeah.
Basically, it did not scare me. I was fine being there for a month, but it kind of made me think that if we are to buy land and grow fruit trees somewhere, it's probably going to be a place that has no military conflict. Yeah. It was that kind of reflection. Like, this is great for now, but not really a place to settle. That was
what kind of fruit were you getting out there? Durian, of course, right?
Durian, yeah.
Durian, tarap. Lots of tarap. The marshmallow limey one.
Which is called meringue there.
Which is called meringue. Epic coconuts.
Coconuts, papaya. Very good papayas.
Pineapple. We were out of durian season, so unfortunately we missed the mangosteen and the rambutans. But we heard that, because we were there in November, that if you arrive in August, they have so much durian in the Philippines, they give it away for free. And
wow.
Judging by the stretches of the jungle there, Philippines is pretty uninhabited, pretty wild. I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Now, what do people think when they see two, you're not Americans, but two white people, I guess, showing up in the middle of a jungle? I mean, do people think you're lost? So how do you communicate with them, with the language barrier and everything?
Yeah, barefoot and with the dirtiest clothes you have ever seen.
Yeah, the first thing they say, they point at our bare feet and they're like, no sandal, that's the first thing. Because, even in the jungle, everybody wears flip-flops or some kind of sandal, and we're the only barefooters. So that's the first thing they notice. And basically, when we go barefoot in Europe, people are a little bit more discreet. They kind of like see us walking barefoot, but then they go about their own business and pretend not to notice. Here, people are less discreet. They will
Yeah.
shout at us, wave at us, stop our scooter just to point out that we've forgotten our shoes. So mainly, this is the main focus, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
quite
that's
Wow.
funny.
So do you walk barefoot all the time everywhere?
I would say
Pretty much.
about 90%.
99%. There's some cases when we're on a road and the asphalt is too hot for our bare feet, and that is the only case when we wear shoes. Even in the jungle, we prefer to go barefoot.
Oh, it's way easier
because
going
the
barefoot.
grass is better. At first, as a girl, I was a bit eked out, like, what about the snakes and the spiders? Because we've seen all of those in the jungle, and they're pretty big. A spider in the jungle is about this size, right? But then I actually had to work it in my mind that nothing bad is ever going to happen to me, and if it is, I will deal with it then. So yeah, barefoot all the time.
Yeah, that's great. We got to do a whole nother interview on barefoot. That's great. Great topic. Wonderful.
We do it for grounding, but also for pleasure. There's a sensual pleasure about walking barefoot. You really get to know the terrain in a different manner than wearing shoes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what about internet connection? Because you're in the middle of some jungle somewhere, and you seem. I mean, do you just film then and then upload them when you get a connection, or like?
Yes.
Actually, to be honest, in most places we go even very far, deep in the jungle.
All right. Hello. Hello.
I cannot see you though.
Oh, good. I hear you. Great. You're back. Wonderful. All right.
Oh,
Oh
there you
yeah,
go.
we're back.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right. And it was funny. We were just talking about the internet, and that happened.
Internet, right?
Yeah.
Actually, there's, like someone was saying, there's not many places around the world where there is no connection. Even here in the middle of the jungle, there's such huge cellular towers. We have 4G. It's kind of scary, but
To be honest, we upload YouTube videos here faster than in Europe.
that's right. We upload a video on YouTube in 2 minutes,
2 minutes, man. It's uploaded.
Wow.
and we're in the middle of nowhere.
So do you use
We're in a place
iPhones?
where the nearest hotel is over an hour away.
Do you
or
both have
nearest
iPhones? Is
home.
that where you do a lot of stuff?
We have one iPad.
We have one
Shared
iPad
iPad.
between the two of us. And if you want to know my depth of love for Simon, I share my only electronical appliance with him. And that has taught me a new level of love. Like, I don't even have an iPhone or have an iPad. I just have one shared piece of equipment with him. And that's love.
Yeah, sharing her iPad is really big for her.
Wow.
It is. It's actually tough, man.
Well,
Try leaving one iPad between two kids and see what happens.
the connection's going in and out, and I want to make sure we get your website for everyone so they can go check it out and your contact information. So tell everybody your website, your YouTube channel, all that. And I'll also put links below the video, but go ahead and tell them.
Okay, very good. So our Instagram is at fit_shorty_eats.
Then we don't have a website, and our main thing is our YouTube. It's called Fit Shorty. That's me. Fit and Short Eat. A lot of eating going on. Fit Shorty Eat.
Okay, everybody. I'm
Listen
gonna
to you really well.
I'm gonna post the links below the video. The connection is breaking up a little here, and it's probably mine in the United States in the city, and they're all in the jungle. Their connection is probably better than mine. Listen, guys, I would love to talk to you more and longer, but I know the connection's about to go. So thank you for joining me, and
Okay.
and I really pray people watch your channel because it's so educational, it's so wonderful, and I mean, I just, you're living the lifestyle that I always desired to live, and I briefly did live it, but
Well, you
I'm
can
back
still
here.
live it, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm bringing the trees to me. I'm not going to the trees anymore. I got 70 fruit trees here in Florida, and continue to collect more, and you'll have to come and visit sometime.
Will do.
We will. Yeah, we will. Sometime we'll go to America as well for a
Absolutely.
trip.
Yeah, and let me see. The best mango we have here is called lemon meringue mango.
Lemon
Ooh.
meringue. Ooh, that sounds good.
It tastes like lemon meringue pie, and
Ooh.
the mangoes here are
That's rolled in, yeah.
yeah. We have the epic mangoes here in South Florida, and then
Nice, very good.
the jackfruits. We got ackee. I know you said you want to try an ackee. We got an ackee tree.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it fruiting already?
It fruits actually 2 or 3 times a year, and
No.
Nice.
and I'm the only one I
You
know
like
that
the
eats it
fruit?
raw. Everyone cooks it, but I eat it raw.
Yeah. They actually make it in Jamaica. It's their national dish with fish, I guess.
Yes. I've been to Jamaica a good amount of times, and they have it there as well. And the first time I tried ackee, and just a tip when you do try it, and for everybody that's watching, if you're going to eat it raw, it's quite not tasty and hard if you eat it raw. You have to wait till it opens or it's poisonous. Literally, it can kill you. You have to wait till it's cracked open on the tree. Then you take it out and it's hard. But what they do in Jamaica and what it makes it taste great is you take it out and you put it in a plastic bag and you put that bag in the freezer. And then the next day you take it out and let it thaw out and it tastes exactly like cheese.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna have to try it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, guys, you guys are wonderful. I wish the connection would be stronger so we could stay on longer. But everyone get to their channels, check it out. And I'll continue to watch you guys on Instagram and YouTube. And I just love your channel. Please keep it up. Keep what you're doing up. And I want to encourage everybody else to get out there in the world and do what they're doing, because it's you know, each day you know you gotta live life to its fullest. Yeah. You guys ever run into
it's a very liberating lifestyle?
You guys ever run in the jungle? Do you ever run into like other people that are doing what you're doing?
No,
not really.
Wow,
not really. No.
You guys
even
are wonderful.
Fruitarians, we know they tend to stay in the main cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to find you guys one day and team up with you for a week or something in a jungle or something.
For sure.
You're welcome.
You're always welcome, Paul.
Yeah. All right. All righty. Good. Guys, you guys are wonderful. Have a great night, a great day there, and I look forward to more of your videos and keep up the good work.
Can I just add one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to add one more thing, that when I was going Fruitarian, which was exactly 4 years ago, I binge watched your videos. So you helped me go Fruitarian.
All right. All right. Way to go. And what about you, Simon? How long have you been eating raw?
I've been eating Fruitarian 100% fruits for about 2.5 years.
Wow, that's just great. Yeah. That's great. It's
and
just...
I started with 1 year, 1 full year in Belgium. So I was eating 1 year of bananas.
Wow. Where are you from, Justina?
I'm from Poland, and just like Simon, the first 2 years Fruitarian, I ate nothing but bananas in Polish 7-month winter. So it can be done anywhere. There's absolutely no excuses.
Well, I actually been to Poland in the winter, being 100% raw, and
nice.
It was very difficult.
Kudos.
Very difficult to find.
Right?
Yeah.
It is.
But hey, when you're dedicated, you do it, right?
Absolutely.
Speaking of bananas, do you eat a lot of bananas on the road out there, or that's
never?
None.
Never. I've had enough bananas for my entire life.
Now, do people grow bananas out there?
Yeah, they even grow wild in the jungle. There's so many varieties, and if we do eat the bananas, they're incomparably better than in Europe. But then when you have durian and then hundreds of other varieties of fruit, bananas are always the last thing we're gonna buy.
Exactly. Well, that's just so great, and you guys are wonderful. So thank you both, and we'll try to do this again when you're somewhere else and the connection's a little bit better. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everybody, check out their channel. I'll put it below the video, and if you, even though you're not out there in the jungle, if you're near a local supermarket or something, try to buy a durian or a jackfruit or whatever you haven't tried before. Try it.
You'll find them in your Asian stores.
Yeah, Asian
in
stores.
all big cities in America.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. All righty, guys. You guys are great. Have a great night, and thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.